has a power outage in connection with this awesome snowstorm we're having here in central PA. The snow's actually just stopping for me, but it's probably still going a little bit north for Josh. So I'm going to fly solo today. We're going to do traffic and inflation Tuesdays. And go ahead down below, click the like button if you enjoy inflation, or if you don't enjoy inflation, or click the like button if you enjoy real estate traffic tutorials. You can click the like button for that as well if you want to. So I'm going to start out by just talking about what happened this morning with the CPI numbers that came out. In case you didn't see them, you see this big spike right here, this big bar. It's white in my charting platform here. And basically what happened was that inflation came in hotter than everybody was expecting, which means that interest rates, this is the 10-year yield that I'm showing on the screen, interest rates are spiking a little bit today, or spiked at least this morning, and probably isn't the best news for real estate. What this means is that mortgage rates are probably going to stay higher for longer, so to speak. And for people who are sitting around waiting for rates to come down to buy a house, you probably want a message that you don't know what's going to happen, and now is as good a time as ever to get going. So along those lines, I'm just going to show my social posts. I actually have 2 social posts, and we'll transition to 1 social post into the into our traffic thing for today. So the social post I did, I grabbed a video from Chris Crone, I think that's the guy's name, where he talks about 3 advantages to buying a home or investment property during inflation. So anytime you have current events and news, financial news and events, there's usually a way to spin it to your interests as a real estate practitioner. And that's just what I'm doing here. Inflation numbers came in hot this morning. If you've been sitting on the fence and waiting for prices and interest rates to come down, you might want to reconsider. Here's a fun video that explains 3 advantages to buying a home or investment property during inflation. And just a tip, I've talked about this a few times over the last week, and it's good to repeat these tips. The first 2 or 3 minutes, actually 4 minutes of this video were kind of fluff, or, I didn't feel they were relevant. But when you're sharing a video that's done by somebody else, of which there's lots of stuff you could share, I like to link directly to the relevant part. So I just click the share button and I link to the timestamp where he jumps right into the gist of the topic, so that the people who are clicking off your stuff from social media, it's interesting and relevant to them immediately. So you can check this video out. It's a couple years old, but it's still relevant. And there's lots of videos like this about inflation and real estate that you could just go and lift and maybe send out to your people, post socially, or even just email out. You guys all probably know this already, but real estate and other hard assets like gold, silver, Bitcoin, maybe people believe, in inflationary environments, they can be good. They can help protect you against the declining value of your cash. So real estate is one of those things that does that. And it's useful to talk about the reasons why you might want to own real estate. There's probably a lot of people out there, I posted yesterday at Mr. T Meme, there's a lot of people out there who've made a lot of gains in the stock market recently, and they might be thinking, hey, maybe I should sell some of my stocks because it feels inflated, or it's like a bubble. Why don't I go into something else? And maybe real estate's one of those options. Or if somebody's thinking about maybe putting more money into their 401k, maybe they should buy an investment property instead. So this is just a way that you can maybe generate more business that you wouldn't have otherwise had by helping serve people and give them advice. Of course, we're not financial advisors, but we can touch on this stuff as we have our real estate conversations. So that's my social post recommendation of the day. We're going to skip texting today. I don't text too often. Josh usually does that, so maybe he'll catch up with a text tomorrow. We'll just skip that for next week. But we'll go with the traffic theme for Traffic Tuesdays, and I'm going to stick with this idea of boosting straight off your Facebook personal profile. I've done a few of them the last few weeks, and the results have been interesting. I'm getting good engagement on these posts. What I haven't done is a Facebook post boosted that directly links to a lead capture page where I'm going to capture a lead. So I want to try and attempt that today and just show an example here of something that everybody watching can do with the home selling page on your website. So we all have a page like this guy. Where's he at? So I'll just go to my KV Core site here. And a lot of you guys use KV Core, whatever you use. You probably have a page that looks like this. You click the sell link on the top of your site, and then this is the page that I'm referring to, where people can go and get the value of their house. So what I did, and you can't see this, can you? Here we go. I just realized I didn't have the screen over there. So there's the page I'm talking about right there. And what I did was I took a quick screenshot using Lightshot Screenshot. That's my favorite screenshot tool, like so. And I just made some circles. There we go. I circled and made arrows, stuff like that, just to make it kind of stand out a little bit more in the Facebook feed. The color red is a good one to have in the Facebook feed because it contrasts really nice with the blues in Facebook. At least the last I heard, there isn't a lot of naturally occurring red in Facebook. Even though I do see now they have their live video and real stuff is red, but back in the day, years ago, they used to say that red didn't appear anywhere, so it was good to have red in your images. Just a little tip. So I've got some red, some arrows pointing, and a very simple on my personal profile. Curious about what a buyer might pay for your Pinellas County area home today? Pop your address in at this link right here. And I put the down. I used my little extension here, Joy Pixels, and I put down arrows when I was posting, but it actually went over to the right, which is annoying. Now I'm just being a little. See what it did there when I made it? So I'm gonna actually put a carriage in there so the arrows make sense. See if that fixes it. There we go. So this is on my personal profile. It's not going to get very much reach on my personal profile. That's just what Facebook does. But they recently allowed this ability for you to run boosted ads off of the stuff you put on your personal profile. And I like that it's kind of me, and I like that my friends who live locally to me are going to be able to, most of them will probably see this ad if I go ahead and boost it. They'll at least see it in their stream. They'll be reminded that I'm in real estate, and then maybe there's a chance they go ahead and pop their address directly into the page there. So this is something anybody watching can do. Just grab a link to your home selling page, maybe put a fun image of it in. And then after you post it, you're going to go ahead and click Boost Post right down at the bottom. Now, if you don't see the Boost Post, it's because you need to turn on professional mode, I guess, in Facebook, which I think you do by clicking on your profile somewhere. I would just Google how to turn on professional mode. It's on Google. But that needs to be turned on if you don't see the Boost Post. And then you can boost the stuff off your personal profile, which I am pretty excited about as an alternative to using business pages that get no engagement anyway, and running traffic to strangers. I'd rather run the traffic to people who already kind of know me a little bit, because the leads I generate from that are going to be solid. Plus, this could be pretty cheap. So Traffic Tuesday tip of the day is run a seller-focused check your home value ad on your personal profile. Click the Boost Post button and do what I'm about to do right here. So the first thing you see says goal. What do you want to do from this ad? I'm going to go ahead and let Facebook pick the most relevant goal, but we can actually click. I am actually going to go ahead and click Get More Website Visitors because I want the traffic to go to this landing page today. But it is interesting. You do have these other options. The Get More Calls option is something we haven't played with, but if you want to generate direct phone calls, that's what we might start playing with a little more here. Because I've heard some good things about that recently in a mastermind that I'm in. I've heard some people talking about that. Anyway, now we're going to go down to the button section, and I'm just going to click Learn More. And then it's asking for my URL. It's just pre-filling the last one that I used. But I'm just going to paste in the URL to that particular page on my website. Get my trading crap out of the way. All right. I got to remember what the URL is here. Here it is. Okay. And back we go. And then we are going to have to use the special category right here. So it's a special category. And let's pick housing because that's what we're doing. And you notice here you have the ability to choose the duration that your ad's going to run for. So I have this set to run for 30 bucks for 3 days, 10 bucks a day. I'm fine with that. And over here, my estimated daily results is 2,000 to 5,000 people will see this. Now, you can see here my audience details. Who should see your ad? It is picking my whole county, probably because I picked that the last time that I ran an ad, but do be careful that you're running it where you want it to be seen. So I'm going to click the edit, and we're doing Pinellas County. And I think detailed targeting, I want to find the part where they allow me to either show this only to friends or to friends of friends and things like that. And I always, as I've been doing this the last few weeks, I always forget where that is. So cancel. who should see your ad? See your ad. So there's a way to have it only be shown to people who know me. Bear with me, guys. Special ad category. I did that. I did that. I thought I did everything correctly here. It's locking in the gender as they do with real estate ads. But I am getting a little stuck here. Turn that off for a second. I'm getting a little stuck. This is like watching paint dry, figuring out where my ability to choose who sees this ad is. And it may already be on like that. So I'm going to go ahead and run it. So when you run into troubles, especially with Facebook's platform, I'm going to go ahead and submit the ad, and then I'm going to go back and try to edit it to find that thing, because I don't want to stop right here and have to go back and redo everything again. So I'll choose my my ad audience again, people my audience. There we go. And then I'm going to go ahead and submit this little button down at the bottom. So the idea here is that you can run it to everybody who lives in the set area, but what I want to do is run it to just people who are connected to my personal profile. That's what I was getting hung up on right here. So the ad is in review. And that's kind of what the process is for those of you who haven't seen it. And you can see the previous ones I've run. 2200 saw this one, 611 saw this one, 2790 saw this one. So, you know, these are relatively small numbers in order to just get more exposure and to remind people that you're out there with real estate content. So back here to, I want to try to fix this ad, but I think you guys get the point. So Traffic Tuesday today is run a personal post about that links to your sell page. Stop it. That runs to your sell page and boost it off your personal profile. So I'm going back in now, as I said I just would. I just want to see if I can figure out this darn issue with the targeting. Oh my goodness. This is why it's helpful to have two of us, because usually this is the part where Josh would take over and start talking, and then I would figure out my little snafu here and then have it fixed in a minute for you guys. But there is a way to go in here and choose who sees it. And I'm starting to wonder if my issue has to do with the fact that I chose the custom audience before I did that. Either way, that's how you do the boosting loosely. I'm not going to make you suffer through me fixing that. I know there's a way to do it, and I'll figure it out after. So that's what I had today, a quick social post about the inflation issues and a quick boosted post about the finding your home value. Another thing I'll do in the spirit of Traffic Tuesday, a little self-serving here. We have our sponsor, JustListedJustSold.com, which is a product of Thanks.io, which I'm a co-founder of. Just to let you guys know that we have added some fun features to the Just Listed, Just Sold platform. I'm checking here to see if they are live, but you can proactively prospect for listings. Let's bring this back up. Using the site. So if you see right here where it says need listings, click here, and you can send direct listing farming postcards out. So you can see these designs. Are you ready to make a move? Let's chat. You choose the neighborhood center. So that would be Market Street. That's funny. It's not finding. I'm full of fun today. Here we go. Market with the I'm just going to choose something else. It's not finding my house. So then what it'll do is it'll run through the postcard. It'll send to a set number of addresses around that center, which I'm going to choose here in a minute. Confirm preview. You can see what it looks like. And then we can set our calls to action right here. Back of the 6x9 postcard. You can write a message in the blue section. That's test, confirm preview. It'll render here real quick. Confirm. And then you can see it actually automatically links to a seller's guide by default. So you can have it kind of offer a guide to selling your house, or you can put a URL into your sell page, which is probably what I would recommend. We just have the branded seller guide in here. You guys can take a look at this. It's clean. It'll pre-fill with all your info. It says hi, I'm the agent. All this stuff will be your stuff. in here, just as a way in case you don't want to link direct to your sell page. You get a text message whenever somebody scans the card, and then you have the issue nearby where you can choose nearest neighbors or likely to sell. And this, sorry, our system was not able, it's just me rushing on the address because it wasn't finding my home address. But basically you choose the nearest neighbors or people likely to sell, and then you choose your quantity on the next screen. So a little bit of a shameless plug there for Just Listed, Just Sold.info, but it is relevant for today's traffic themed show. You know, it's the time of year, I think, where people are going to think about listing their houses, even if the market's still stagnant. We have this kind of mismatch with not a lot of inventory and not a lot of demand. There's still people who inevitably have to sell, and this is usually the time of year when they come out of the woodwork. So if you have any existing listings, be sure to send Just Listed, Just Sold cards, or if you want to do proactive prospecting, Just Listed, Just Sold.info has that functionality as well. So thanks a lot, guys, for being here today. Josh should be back tomorrow. We'll do our What's Working Wednesday show. And if you have any mortgage issues, or if you have people who decide today that if they see the rates are probably going to start going up and they just want to get going right now before they go up too much further, as always, you know where to find Josh. Reach out to him with your mortgage leads. All right. Thanks for watching the Wake Up Real Estate Show. We really do appreciate your watching this, hanging out with us, and we'll see you again tomorrow for What's Working Wednesday. Have a good one.